arrived at a Utah hospital to do the unthinkable, to look directly at my husband's murdered body.
The right's now saying Erika Kirk set her husband up. There's multiple posts out there questioning her grieving, and that something just doesn't sit right with
Get into the room. One of the law enforcement guys comes in. It's very sweet, but what do you say to someone whose husband just was assassinated so publicly?
Breaking news that's got everyone's heads spinning. Explosive new evidence has surfaced, and it's putting Erika Kirk right at the scene, just 48 hours before Charlie Kirk's shocking assassination. And no, we're not talking about her being somewhere nearby. This is way deeper. Reportedly, there's security footage and eyewitnesses claiming Erika was standing on the rooftop of Utah Valley University, the very same rooftop where the fatal shots were fired 2 days later. This is no rumor, it's real, it's documented, and it's sending shockwaves across every corner of the internet.
Definitively that this was a movie about corporate espionage, assassins, and technology, nanotech, all used to help the government.
This isn't some wild online theory anymore. We're talking about solid evidence, people stepping up, footage said to exist, and a timeline that's raising serious questions. Even Erika's strongest defenders are now scrambling to make sense of it all. The puzzle pieces are falling into place, and what they reveal is absolutely bone-chilling. When you look at everything that went down in those critical 72 hours before Charlie's death, the story turns dark fast. There's a pattern forming, one that points straight towards something much bigger than anyone expected. So let's break this down step by step, because every second counts in this mystery. Each clue matters, and once you connect the dots, it becomes impossible to ignore what's right in front of us. No wonder investigators are being urged to zero in on Erika Kirk as the possible key player in a full-blown murder conspiracy. It all kicks off on September 8, 2025, just 2 days before tragedy struck. Multiple witnesses say they saw Erika at Fort Huachuca, a high-security military base in Arizona. Now, that's not a place you just stroll into for fun. It's a restricted zone that needs official clearance. The real question is, what was she doing there? You can't just walk into Fort Huachuca for no reason. You need a specific purpose and official clearance to even set foot there. So the big question is, what was Erika Kirk really doing on that base? Reports now claim she wasn't there sightseeing at all. She was in a classified high-level meeting. Allegedly, that meeting included Brian Harpel, the head of security for Turning Point USA, and, get this, several representatives linked to foreign intelligence, supposedly tied to Israeli operations. That's not just unusual, it's explosive. So why on earth would Erika need to meet with security officials and foreign agents just 48 hours before her husband's assassination? What were they talking about? What was being planned behind those closed doors? And why did it have to happen inside a military base far from public eyes and normal surveillance? Something about that secrecy feels way too convenient. Now, there is an official explanation floating around that it was just routine security prep for Charlie's next speaking tour. They say it was all about threat assessments and protective measures for his safety. But hold up, if this was truly about protecting Charlie, then why wasn't Charlie himself at the meeting? Why was his wife leading that discussion instead? And even stranger, why were foreign intelligence operatives involved in what should have been a domestic security briefing? None of that adds up. Because here's the darker thought. What if that meeting wasn't about keeping Charlie safe at all? What if it was about setting him up? What if Erika was coordinating with insiders who could make sure the protection failed exactly when it mattered most?
Young man, I forgive him.
At exactly the right moment, that's when everything seems to have fallen into place. What if foreign intelligence agents weren't just observers, but actually providing operational support for the assassination itself? That's where this story takes an even darker turn, because right after that secret meeting at Fort Huachuca on September 8th, Erika Kirk didn't stay behind with Charlie. She went her own way. She reportedly traveled straight to Utah while Charlie remained in Arizona prepping for his upcoming event. The separation alone raises serious questions. According to emergent evidence, Erika's next stop was Utah Valley University, the exact location where Charlie was set to speak on September 10th. Several new witnesses have stepped forward, saying they saw Erika on campus not just once, but across 2 separate days, September 8th and 9th. And she wasn't just wandering around like a visitor. No, this gets more intense. Reports say Erika was accessing restricted areas, including rooftops, the same high vantage points that would later serve as sniper positions during the attack. That can't be brushed off as coincidence. One witness, a university maintenance worker, told investigators he saw a woman matching Erika's description on the roof of a building right next to the main event hall. He says he was taking photos, measuring distances, and studying sightlines, moves that made him uneasy at the time, but he didn't raise an alarm because he thought he was authorized to be there. And it doesn't end there. Another witness, a campus security guard, claimed he saw the same woman talking to a man who looked like he was scouting the venue. That's not casual behavior. It sounds calculated, almost like a dry run before the real thing went down. They weren't just chatting casually. They were pointing at spots, checking angles, and moving like a team on a mission. Looking back now, their behavior screams operational planning. It's the kind of coordination you only see when something serious is being set up. And here's where things explode even further. Allegedly, security footage has surfaced from Utah Valley University, and it reportedly shows a woman who looks exactly like Erika Kirk on the rooftop on September 8th. That's just 48 hours before her husband was shot from almost the same spot. The video hasn't been released to the public yet, but sources say it's real and already in the hands of investigators. If that's true, it could be the smoking gun everyone's been waiting for. Now stop and really think about what that means. If Erika was up there measuring sightlines, snapping photos, and checking distances, then this isn't a case of coincidence anymore. That would mean she didn't just know about the assassination, she was helping plan it. She was literally scouting the kill zone right where her husband would be targeted days later. That's chilling beyond words. But it doesn't stop there. This trail connects to something else people have been digging into, Erika's mysterious film project called November Renaissance. On the surface, it was supposed to be a sci-fi thriller, but insiders say the story revolved around political assassinations, sniper attacks, and even mind control. And here's where things get really disturbing. Was this movie just fiction, or was it a blueprint for something real? Some of the scenes from Erika's film project, November Renaissance, were reportedly shot on or near Fort Huachka, the very same base she was seen visiting. That raises a haunting question. Was this really just a movie, or was the film project nothing more than a cover operation? Was Erika using the excuse of filmmaking to scout restricted locations, network with people skilled in surveillance, and learn tactical methods that could later be used for something far more sinister? Several insiders have noticed disturbing parallels between the film's storyline and what actually happened to Charlie Kirk. The use of a sniper, the rooftop setup, the precise single shot. It's almost as if the assassination played out exactly like a script Erika helped write. That's not just a coincidence. It feels calculated, chilling, and deliberate.
You were actually a Mossad agent sitting in front of me, and you were Charlie's handler, and Israel killed Charlie.
Now, things take an even stranger turn when we reach September 9th, just one day before the murder. According to multiple reports, there was a private dinner that evening between Erika, Charlie, and a Catholic priest. During that dinner, Erika allegedly begged Charlie to wear a bulletproof vest, claiming she feared for his safety. But there's a twist, because that same evening, there was also a Zoom call involving a rabbi based in Israel, and Charlie was reportedly part of that conversation too. Witnesses describe that call as tense, politically charged, and filled with pressure for Charlie to maintain certain controversial stances. It ended badly, and just after it ended, Charlie allegedly texted his colleagues saying, "They're going to kill me." Those words hit different now. So which story is real? Was Erika genuinely worried about her husband's safety, or was she involved in the very conversation that led to the threats he feared most? because those two things can't both be true. Either Erika was trying to protect Charlie, or she was part of the group that wanted him gone. And here's where the timeline turns damning. After that tense dinner and the explosive Zoom call on September 9th, right after Charlie confided that they're going to kill me, Erika didn't take a single step to protect him. She didn't cancel the Utah event, didn't alert law enforcement, and didn't push for extra security. She just let him go, even though she knew he was terrified and believed a real threat was looming. Why would anyone do that unless they already knew exactly what was going to happen, unless they knew the shooter's location, the timing, the weak points in security, unless they were so confident in the plan that they didn't feel a need to interfere? That's what's truly chilling, because it suggests Erika may not have been a bystander at all, but a key architect in how everything unfolded. Then came September 10th, the night everything shattered. Charlie took the stage at Utah Valley University, speaking to a packed audience, completely unaware that his final moments were minutes away. At approximately 8:47 p.m., gunfire erupted. The crowd panicked, screams filled the hall, and chaos broke loose. Charlie was hit. He collapsed, and in a flash, it was over. Security couldn't stop the shooter. The suspect vanished into the night. Charlie Kirk was gone. And the most haunting question remains: where was Erika at that exact moment? Officially, she claimed to be at a hospital with her mother, but new reports cast serious doubt on that alibi. Some investigators now believe Erika was much closer to the scene, possibly close enough to monitor the operation as it played out, because according to those same sources, when she was allegedly told that Charlie had been shot, her reaction didn't match the shock of a grieving wife. It looked like she already knew.
Really only leaves us with one other option, and that option would be that Charlie himself moved the frame. And he would have had to do this on the 9th, the day before his assassination.
Witnesses say something about her reaction didn't sit right. She didn't look shocked. She didn't fall apart. She didn't even seem confused. She looked prepared, like she had expected that exact phone call. Witnesses say it was as if she'd already rehearsed her response, like she knew what to say and what to do before anyone else even processed what had happened. And within hours of Charlie's death, before investigators could even piece together what went down, Erika was already making calls, coordinating with staff, and positioning herself to take control of Turning Point USA. That's not the behavior of someone shattered by tragedy. That's the behavior of someone ready to move the moment the opportunity arised. It looked less like grief and more like a pre-planned takeover. Then came one of the most unsettling moments in the entire story: Erika's public forgiveness of Tyler Robinson, the alleged shooter. She went online and forgave him before a trial, before evidence surfaced, and before the investigation was even halfway done. That decision shocked everyone. Why would a widow forgive her husband's alleged killer so fast? Unless she needed to control the narrative, to make sure Tyler stayed quiet, and to appear calm and gracious while secretly keeping the real truth buried. Because investigators are now questioning whether Tyler Robinson was actually the shooter at all, or if he was just a pawn in something much bigger. Reports suggest the operation to assassinate Charlie Kirk was far too clean, too precise, too professional to be the work of one man. It had all the signs of a coordinated mission, with multiple players, layered logistics, and expert timing. And Erika's quick forgiveness? It might have been a strategic move, a way to protect who really pulled the strings behind the scenes.
Exchange is actually in reference to Erika then having sent this 15-year-old to have photos taken.
Now comes the part that ties it all together: the financial motive. Erika didn't just lose her husband that night, she gained everything he left behind. She inherited millions from his life insurance policies, took full control of Turning Point USA and its massive operating budget, and secured ownership rights to Charlie's books and media properties. Overnight, she went from being the supportive spouse in the background to a wealthy, influential power player, and she didn't waste a single second capitalizing on that new position. Within just weeks of Charlie's death, Erika Kirk completely flipped the structure of Turning Point USA on its head. She reorganized leadership, fired longtime staffers loyal to Charlie, and replaced them with her own hand-picked team, people who owed her everything and wouldn't dare ask uncomfortable questions. It was like she was wiping the slate clean, erasing every trace of Charlie's influence and replacing it with her own. Even the symbols of Charlie's legacy started vanishing overnight. That wedding photo, once proudly displayed in the main office, gone. Pictures of Charlie hanging on the walls, taken down. His personal belongings, cleared out. It's as if Erika was determined to erase every reminder that Turning Point had ever been Charlie's vision in the first place. And then came the moment that left everyone talking, Charlie's funeral. The world saw that emotional video of Erika kissing his casket and professing her love, but what many didn't realize is that the whole scene was filmed, edited, and posted to her social media. Who does that? Who turns their spouse's funeral into a curated post for the internet? To some, it looked like heartbreak, but to others, it looked like performance, a calculated move to craft the image of a devastated widow while secretly celebrating a plan that had gone perfectly. People who were actually at the funeral say her behavior felt off. They described her as too polished, too in control, and too aware of the cameras. One attendee said it felt like watching an actress perform grief instead of witnessing real pain. Every gesture, every tear looked scripted, like Erika wasn't mourning her husband, she was playing a role, and she knew exactly how she wanted the world to see it. After the funeral, Erika Kirk's behavior only raised even more eyebrows. Instead of stepping out of the spotlight to grieve, she seemed to run straight toward it. She was giving constant interviews, posting smiling photos, delivering energetic speeches, and bragging about record-breaking fundraising numbers like nothing had happened. That's not how a heartbroken widow acts. That's how someone acts when they've won, when they've removed an obstacle and are basking in the victory of what they set in motion. And now, when you look back, the rumors about her past start to hit differently. Those old claims about her having ties to Israeli intelligence, the mysterious film project packed with assassination themes, and that strange shift in her personality right after she met Charlie, it all fits a disturbing pattern. It paints the picture of someone who wasn't just in Charlie's life by chance, but someone who might have been placed there on purpose. According to several investigators, the theory is chilling but simple. Erika was recruited, trained, and deployed, sent in to infiltrate Turning Point USA from the inside. Her alleged mission? Get close to Charlie, earn his trust, study his weaknesses, and when the timing was right, take him out and seize control of his empire. And when you look at how things unfolded, it's hard to ignore how flawlessly she seemed to execute that plan. But perfection always leaves cracks, and Erika's story has plenty. She was seen on that rooftop. She was spotted at Fort Hawatchka. Her timeline doesn't match up, her reactions don't make sense, and her behavior screams calculation, not grief.
Sills. That's me. It's not within the confines of marriage.
Now, sources say investigators are tightening the circle. Federal authorities are being urged to subpoena the full security footage from Utah Valley University, to interview every witness who spotted Erika in the days before Charlie's death, and to dig deep into her finances, communications, and foreign connections. Because if all these pieces line up, this may not just be a story about tragedy, it could be one of the most shocking infiltrations in modern political history. As investigators dig deeper, new whispers are surfacing, and they're pointing toward a massive cover-up that goes far beyond Erika Kirk herself. Sources close to the investigation are saying federal agents have already uncovered encrypted communications hidden under layers of security linking Erika to international contacts who suddenly went dark right after Charlie's death. These aren't casual messages, they're coded exchanges that suggest coordination, planning, and money transfers disguised as production expenses from her film project November Renaissance. And it doesn't stop there. Financial analysts reviewing Erika's accounts have reportedly traced large wire transfers from offshore entities that appear connected to private defense contractors and foreign consulting groups. These transactions began weeks before Charlie's assassination and continued for several months after his death, almost like she was getting paid in phases as certain objectives were completed. That kind of paper trail doesn't look like coincidence, it looks like compensation. What's even shocking is what's happening inside Turning Point USA right now. Insiders claim Erika has implemented strict NDAs, silencing employees, deleting old internal emails, and restricting access to archives that used to be open to senior staff. Some workers say they've been warned not to bring up Charlie's name in meetings or risk termination. It's as if she's trying to rewrite history from the inside, turning the organization into something completely different from what Charlie built. Meanwhile, the public narrative keeps shifting. Every time new evidence surfaces, Erika's team releases perfectly timed press statements, pushing emotional angles, highlighting her resilience, and flooding social media with polished videos that paint her as the grieving widow who's continuing Charlie's mission. But the timing, the tone, and the precision of these releases, it all feels orchestrated, like a PR campaign run by professionals trained to manage national perception. Now, federal agents are reportedly preparing search warrants for her home, her devices, and her private production studio in Los Angeles, where investigators believe key digital files might still exist, backups of communications, payment records, and possibly the unedited version of the November Renaissance footage that could tie everything together. If even a fraction of this evidence checks out, we may be witnessing one of the most calculated and cold-blooded power plays in modern political history. An operation that started as love, ended in blood, and was hidden behind a lens of Hollywood-style manipulation. And just as it seems this story couldn't get darker, new leaks are shaking everything again. Insiders close to the federal task force claim agents have now obtained audio recordings, private conversations allegedly between Erika and an unidentified male. Contact, believed to be connected with foreign intelligence operations. In these recordings, the two can reportedly be heard discussing logistics, timing, and something chillingly referred to as final clearance. Investigators are calling this a possible smoking gun.
Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
But that's not all. A former Turning Point staffer who recently broke his NDA says he personally witnessed Erika meeting with outside consultants in the days following Charlie's death, individuals he'd never seen around the organization before. These people carried themselves like professionals, quiet, precise, and always watching. He described it as like she had her own private task force moving in. That statement alone has sent investigators scrambling to identify who those people were and why they were operating out of Turning Point's headquarters so soon after the tragedy. Meanwhile, the digital forensics team working on Erika's case has reportedly recovered deleted files from her encrypted drives, files labeled with cryptic names like Mirror Point, Stage 2, and Phoenix Drop. Authorities haven't confirmed what those terms mean yet, but sources say the content includes flight logs, wire instructions, and fragments of messages referencing Utah Valley University just days before the shooting. If proven authentic, this could connect Erika directly to pre-operation coordination. Publicly, though, Erika continues her charm offensive, smiling for cameras, doing talk show appearances, and claiming she's the victim of malicious conspiracy theories. But behind closed doors, even some of her closest allies are reportedly turning uneasy. They've started to notice the tight security, the whispered meetings, and the sudden disappearances of people who used to be part of her inner circle. It's like she's building walls around herself as the pressure closes in. Now investigators say they're preparing to call a federal grand jury, bringing together every shred of evidence, financials, recordings, footage, and witness testimony. If charges are filed, this could become one of the most explosive political trials in modern American history. Because at this point, it's no longer about speculation. It's about whether Erika Kirk orchestrated one of the most calculated betrayals ever caught on record, and whether the truth will finally come out before she disappears behind her empire forever. Now, after months of speculation, investigation, and shocking revelations, it all comes down to this, the endgame. Federal investigators are reportedly preparing to unseal indictments connected to Charlie Kirk's assassination, and insiders say Erika Kirk's name is right at the center of it all. The mountain of evidence, those encrypted communications, the suspicious money transfers, the rooftop footage, and the deleted files has built a timeline so airtight that even her her most loyal defenders are falling silent. According to leaked reports, prosecutors believe they've uncovered a network of collaborators, people spread across multiple states and even overseas, who helped stage and cover up the operation. If that's true, we're not just looking at one person's betrayal, we're staring at a coordinated conspiracy that reached deep into both political and intelligence circles. It's the kind of case that could rewrite everything we thought we knew about loyalty, influence, and power. Meanwhile, Erika's public facade is starting to crack. Her interviews have grown tense, her smiles forced, her statements full of contradictions. Behind the scenes, investigators are said to be tracing her recent movements, private jets, encrypted calls, quiet meetings with old contacts. Rumors swirl that she's preparing to flee the country before charges officially drop. But will she make it out before the hammer falls? And for the first time, whispers from inside Turning Point suggest key insiders are turning on her, ready to testify in exchange for immunity. If that's true, the dominoes are about to fall fast. This could end not just Erika's reign, but expose an entire network that's been hiding in plain sight. So as the story reaches its breaking point, one question remains. Was this the perfect crime unraveled by its own ambition, or a twisted web that still runs deeper than anyone can imagine? One thing's certain, the truth is finally catching up to Erika Kirk, and this time there's no rooftop left to hide on. If you've followed this story and want to see how it all ends, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with everyone who needs to hear what's really happening. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Erika will face justice, or will she escape before the truth explodes? The investigation isn't over yet, and neither is this story.